Tonight, 5 bodies are spotted in the Himalayas search for 8 missing climbers, including their Highlands-based expedition leader. Also tonight, President Trump meets the Queen on the first day of his state visit to the UK. A step closer to understanding the causes of dementia in former football and rugby players. And bless this horse, the main attraction at a church service in Aberdeen. Good evening, I'm Ben Phillip and this is the STV News at 6, live from Aberdeen. Five bodies have been spotted in the search for 8 missing climbers in the Himalayas. Searches have been taking place in a bid to find them after the alarm was raised on Friday morning. The group were being led by experienced mountaineer Martin Moran, who lives at Strathcarron in Westeros. The group were attempting to reach the top of an unclimbed peak. Well, Nicola McCally is live in Westeros for us tonight. Nicola. Protests are planned in cities across Scotland this week as US President Donald Trump takes part in a 3-day state visit to the UK. Tonight he's attending a banquet with the Queen at Buckingham Palace. Tomorrow he'll meet the Prime Minister at 10 Downing Street. Live now to London and our Westminster correspondent, Catherine Sampson. Researchers have been studying the link between repeated blows to the head and dementia in former football and rugby players. The team from the University of Glasgow found that trauma was found in 3/4 of the brains they studied. But in many cases, the significance of the injury in the players' dementia remains uncertain. Ross Govins reports. Scotland's most senior judge is to be called before a parliamentary committee discussing the creation of a register of judicial interests. Campaigners say it would make the system more transparent if information about judges was publicly disclosed. Here's Gordon Cree. A group of MSPs are campaigning to stop the Parliament's pension fund investing in fossil fuel companies. It comes after the First Minister declared a climate emergency. They're speaking out ahead of a meeting of fund trustees who are due to consider whether they could continue putting money into the oil and gas industry. Our political correspondent Ewan Petrie has more. Cocaine with a street value of £64,000 has been recovered in Aberdeen. The drugs were found during an operation in the Stuart Terrace area of the city on Friday. A 38-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman have been charged and are due to appear in court. Now, a medieval chess piece which was missing for more than nearly 200 years has been discovered in a drawer in Edinburgh. A family has been told the object their grandfather bought for just £5 in the 1960s is one of the famous Lewis chessmen. It's thought it could sell for up to £1 million when it goes up for auction later next month. Now, a record-breaking 3,000 people took part in the North East's biggest ever Kilt walk yesterday. The tartan-clad fundraisers took on the 5, 15 and 26-mile routes for a variety of local charities. Here's Anne Smith. And that brings us on to all the sport with Chris. Now, it's time for the weather forecast with Laura Piper. Now, Laura, some nice sunny weather today here in the North East, but some dreich weather on the way, I hear. And finally, worshippers at a church in Aberdeen were somewhat surprised yesterday when a horse trotted down the aisle to receive a blessing. In what's believed to be a UK first, 25-year-old Ollie became the main attraction at the service, as Laura Alderman reports. You really couldn't make it up, could you? Well, that's all for the moment. I'll be back with the late news at around 10:30. Have a very good evening. Bye-bye for now.